Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Wednesday, March the 21st, 2018. It is Fed Day, FOMC Day. Should be an interesting day today. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning, we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. We do create multiple hypotheses. We have Hypo 1 and Hypo 2. Nobody can tell you what the market's going to do. Therefore, we create multiple plans based on who takes control, buyers or sellers. And those are our two main hypotheses. And then we have two alternative hypotheses, Hypo 3 and Hypo 4, for when we get expansion days and go into a trend type scenario. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Again, if you want to check out the room for a free trial, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. And again, there's no website or blog, just we do everything here. All right, read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, with that said, let's take a quick look at the news, because this is going to be the big thing today. Of course, at 10 o'clock, we've got existing home sales. That should give us our morning lift. Again, being a Fed day, yesterday we were talking about balancing coming into the Fed, and we're likely to make a move early and then go sideways, waiting on the FOMC rate announcement. 10:30, we've got crude inventory, and then of course the big news happens later in the afternoon at 2 o'clock Eastern time with the FOMC economic projections, the statement, the rate decision, and then of course 30 minutes later now we are going to have a press conference, and that is going to be the format moving forward with Powell. He is not going to do a press conference every fourth FOMC. He's going to do a press conference every time, which will increase the volatility time of that Fed rate decision trades that you may put on. So what happened yesterday? What were we looking for? Again, I'm changing the format up. I decided I'm just going to play the hypos from the prior day. So this is yesterday's recording, and I'll just go ahead and play it. I'm looking for a wide opening swing. I think there's going to be two-sided trading on the open, so be careful because of the fact that we're going to be opening right around the month open. So I'm looking for an open auction in range, just outside of value. I'm looking for them to come up and test the 30 area and this former 32, 33 area with the two microcomposite VPOCs. I'm looking for responsive sellers to step in, rotate us down, and basically I'm looking for us to chop inside of the lower distribution. Look how flat this, in fact, I should expand this out so we can see it better. Oops, didn't want to do that. Look how blunt and toothy this lower distribution is. And that's what created our tail on the profile, and I'm expecting us to get stuck down here and basically chop between the 2705 and the 2720 area and just find balance around that former microcomposite VPOC at the 1875 level. So that is Hypo 1. Hypo 2, going to be the same thing, really. Only the difference will be is a wide opening swing and a move down to the 2705 area, okay, and then find balance and rotate and get stuck in here and chop between 16 and between 13 and 25 area and chopping here. Again, expecting, I put 50% weight on both Hypo 1 and Hypo 2 because I just don't know who's going to take control first, but I expect it to be two-sided trading. Hypo 3 has got to be a take-back day. Reason being is the strong buy-in that has come in, and I'm looking for an open auction. I'm looking for a move down into the 16 level, take out the overnight low, but then find responsive buyers and rotate us up and come up into this 32, 33 area, chop here, and then push up and come up and get into above last week's low and come up into this 6-day microcomposite depot and go sideways into the Fed day there. That is Hypo 3. Hypo 4 is a breakdown day, open auction, failure to take out the overnight high or take it out but fail to hold above the over-under line, come down into the lower distribution, chop between the key line in the sand, 2705 and the centennial number, and then break below the low from yesterday at 97 and a quarter, come down, hit this 91.75 target, and then get a late day probe down into the 85, maybe the 78 area, and then find balance and rotate and close somewhere just below the 2700 going into the Fed day tomorrow. So look. All right. So that was our hypotheses for the day. What actually played out? Well, basically Hypo 1 and 2 we didn't get a move up into the 30 to 33 area. We only got to 27.75. We rotated down to the 13 area, which was Hypo 2, balance area between 13 and 25. And basically we had our balancing day, very strong kurtosis around the VPOC, which was at 2720, right on top of that microcomposite VPOC at 2718, and had a inside rotational day as anticipated by Hypo 1 or Hypo 2. Taking a look at the overnight session. Overnight is found more balance. Here's our distribution zone from yesterday in the RTH session. Here's our overnight session. Our VPOCs are sitting right on top of each other. We are sitting right in balance, and the inventory is pretty balanced. It's about 60% net short, but considering that we're right sitting on top of that microcomposite VPOC, the long-term price acceptance, and right inside of balance from yesterday, I'm anticipating that we're still going to see some balance. Now, notice that the high overnight and the high from yesterday at 27.75 is a double top. I am expecting that to be a weak high. Therefore, I'm thinking that we're probably going to make a move up prior to the Fed announcement and try to make our way back towards that 2750 area. So let's take a look at the macro to micro. I always like to start my day with a simple candlestick chart. I do this as a routine. It is very basic, but I do the basics because they keep me grounded and they keep me from getting my bias to one side or the other, in the smaller time frame thinking. Larger time frame, I'm looking at the 9 EMA, 20 SMA on all my charts. What I'm looking for is slope and separation, strength of the trend, or is the trend being challenged against the 9 or violated with a break of the 20. Nowhere near violating this upward trend on the monthly, and just keep that in mind, because we can come all the way back down to the 26.38.50 area and still not violate or challenge this trend. We don't violate the trend until we get down in the mid 2400s. So just keep that in mind. Going to the weekly is showing some signs of weakness. We did challenge the trend it took it back, and we're sitting right in between the 9 and the 20 on the weekly, and basically creating a flag type scenario. So you want to watch the 27.11. I'm actually watching the 27.05, but our week low is down here at the 26.97.25. So we did test below into the 2700s. Going to the daily, you can see that we are below the 9 and the 20. Again, this consolidation that we're in, and possible trend change to the downside. Going to the 4-hour, you can see that we have been in this downward trend, slope and separation, failure to get above the 9 and the 20, and we've got this consolidation going on yesterday and in the Globex so far, in this tight range that we're in. And then just going to the 30-minute, again emphasizes how flat we are in the last two sessions as we come into this Fed announcement. So taking a look at the big picture structure, my microcomposite is created with the breakdown day, and that move down into the 2500s. The actual low is put in the Globex at 25.29, and then we come up and we create this balance area. The value area high was down at 27.54, and then we broke out of balance, created this distribution zone here, and that moves the value area up to the 27.93, and the low down at 26.74 and a quarter. And the microcomposite VPOC, or the most traded price in this whole distribution zone, is right at the 1850, 1875. We tried to hold the balance up here in the 54 area, what was our former value area high. We gapped down. Now we have 2-day balance going into the Fed with our 2-day microcomposite VPOC, our overnight Globex VPOC, yesterday's naked VPOC, and our microcomposite VPOC sitting all right here. Levels to pay attention to, my key line in the sand below is going to be at 27.05 and a quarter. That takes us below the 2-day value area and gives us a shot into that weekly low that we've got, that's down at the 97.25. Above us, you can use the 54, but I'm going to be using the 41.75, because I think if we can get above the 41.75, that puts us above the 2-day value area high, and that gives us a strong move up into testing the 48 level and that 50 level, with the main target being where we tried to hold value the last 6 days before we gap down, and that is a gap zone as well. And I'm going to be targeting that 48, which is basically the starting of that gap, and move up into there. So if we start taking our overnight levels, again, very strong balance. There is a small LVN here at the 22, so I am going to put a trade level there. But other than that, the value area from yesterday is basically very much where we traded overnight as well. So those become very strong trade levels. My over underline is going to be down here at the IB low at the 16 and a quarter. Why is it going to be my over underline? Well, because it's going to take us below the overnight low. It's going to be below the value. It's going to be below the 2-day value or price acceptance, and I'm looking to target the range low from yesterday at that 12.75 down to the 11.75, and this should actually be a trade level rather than just a target. Trade levels are targets and entry zones. So we're going to be stocking for a trade, or I'm going to be scaling in front of that, or looking to add into a trade. And then, of course, we've got the key line in the sand down here at the 27.05 with the target below at the 27.02 and a quarter, our centennial number, and then our week low and that range low from 2 days ago down at the 97 and a quarter. And our daily ATR did not change. Our 20 period full session daily ATR is running at 41.83. So based on the overnight action, our daily downside ATR target is down at 85.75, and our upside daily ATR target is up at 59.75. And that was the same as they were yesterday. So you can see how strong of balance. So what are my main hypotheses? Well, of course, we've got the Fed. So my hypotheses go up to entering the Fed. And then based on the Fed announcement, we'll kick in my hypo 3 or hypo 4. So hypo 1 is a open auction in range. We're going to be opening up just in right on top of very strong balance. So I'm looking for two-sided trading. I'm looking for the rotation up into the close of the gap. Yesterday's close is up at 27.40, and then basically just like yesterday, I'm looking for a move up into the 32.33. This is the early move that I'm looking for, probably based on the existing home sales. And then I'm looking for a rotation back down and coming down and chopping inside of yesterday's value, inside of yesterday's range, coming into the Fed announcement. And I'm expecting that we're going to be trading somewhere around the 27.19 area coming into the Fed. So that is hypo 1. Hypo 2, again, like yesterday, is going to be very much a balanced scenario, but it's going to be the move down first. So I'm looking for an open auction. I'm looking for a move down into the 1175 area, and somewhere between the 1175 and the 2705, I'm looking for responsive buyers to step in, rotate us in, come in here, close the gap, and basically chop inside here going into hypo 3, or going into the Fed. Hypo 3 and hypo 4 kick in for me during the Fed announcement, based on whether or not the market accepts the rate increase or rejects it, or if there's no rate increase, how the market reacts. So basically, hypo 1 and hypo 2 coming up to the 2 o'clock Eastern time Fed announcement. I'm anticipating coming in here. And if the Fed does raise rates, I'm looking for a quick move down into the 2,700, maybe the 2,691, and then I'm looking for buyers to step in and work our way up and get a strong move and come all the way up here into the 27.54, 59 area coming into the end of the market. Because I think that the initial jerk reaction will be negative, but then the buyers will buy the dip and rotate us up. The Fed announcement, the rate increase, I think, is already baked in. And they brought the market down here to prepare, the market for a quick move down for the larger time frame participants to buy at cheaper prices and then continue the longer time frame auction up. Remember, we're nowhere near violating the trend on the monthly. Hypo 4 will be a rate increase in the market not liking it, and I'm looking for a quick move up into the 33 area. Sellers take control, rotate us down into the 97 area, chop here, and then fail and come down into the 2678 area and down here into this former balance that we were down there. I don't know why my levels aren't still down there. But anyway, 2678, 75, or 25 is my hypo 4 target on my hypotheses. So that's my main hypotheses on the ES. Going to the gold chart. Gold just is not breaking down, and I'm thinking we're going to see the breakout today to the upside. We're back above that 14 level. The buyers stepped in down here at the 13.12.20, the 3-day micro composite, and we're up back into the longer time frame, VPOC here and back in this balance. If we accept this 18 level, look for them to push up into the 22, and I'm looking for a move up into the 29. And on the Fed announcement, I'm looking for the possibility of this breaking out and coming all the way up into this 57. Yeah, that's a big move, but we've had some strong compression so far, and I'm expecting a breakout to the upside. If we get below the 14 and do not bounce off of this 12 again, then my secondary hypothesis kicks in, and I'm looking for a strong move down to the 12.8490. I'm expecting gold to be out of this balance by the end of today, if not by the end of the week. Anyway, that's going to complete the pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.